Welcome to the Splash 2024 Black Diamond Advisory YouTube podcast. My name is Cameron Lackbor, and I have with us my co-host,
Selvan Katukaran.
And we are delighted to have as our very special guest,
Velibor Patrick.
Thank you for joining us on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So could you give our listeners and watchers a little bit about you? Tell a little bit about yourself and your background.
Sure. Well, I'm Velibor Patrick. I live in Vancouver. I'm originally from Serbia. I moved to Canada when I was very small. Currently working in the mining industry. I've been in the mining industry for about 18 years now. It's been a hell of a ride, and I don't see myself anywhere else other than the mining industry because it's very excited. So I am happy to talk to people about it, and it's been great to meet people at the conference as well and tell them more about it.
What does OceanaGold mine? What minerals are being mined?
Well, we mine predominantly gold.
Oh, okay.
We have other base metals like copper as well, but predominantly gold.
Interesting. So, could you tell us a little bit about what your OneStream application is? Is it so? I was involved in the initial design of your application for a very specific component of it. I don't really know what the status of your app is. Your implementation is almost complete. Is that correct?
One part of it is.
One part of it is. Okay.
That's financial reporting consolidation.
Mm-hmm.
We went live with it March 31st.
Okay.
It was a challenge. I joined OceanaGold like 6 months ago.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as I joined in, it was like, okay, we're doing this. Okay, excellent. I've never used OneStream before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've used some other planning software, some other EPM software, ERP systems.
So you have experience.
I have experience in systems.
Okay.
So that's kind of what excited me about this role. It's total transformation. My role as a director of finance transformation was just to come in and transform the way OceanaGold has been doing, taking care of their financial systems. So
You're our second guest today during this recording day, Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Things become a blur after a while, who has that transformational role. So it's not just a technology implementation or a system implementation. You are leading a charge to fundamentally transform the way OceanaGold conducts its business.
Correct. To give us more insights on performance of our business, to identify some potential levers that we can pull and be more successful on going forward, especially on costs, I would say. It's a very cost-driven industry, mining is.
So there's a whole functional role that you're spearheading, and you're also directing the technical implementation, the system implementation of OneStream. That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. And as I mentioned, fairly new to the role, fairly new to the company, and the entire finance team that's now based out of Vancouver is fairly new. I think the oldest serving finance member is probably a year in. So everybody's pretty new, and we're all running towards the same target, but I'm kind of stepping back and overlooking everything and looking a little bit more into the future as well.
Your company relocated its headquarters, right? It was Australian, and now it's Canadian. That's why there's so much. That's why there's so many new people.
Exactly. It used to be in Melbourne, in Australia, but now it's in Vancouver.
So, I guess the downside is everybody's trying to figure out how on earth does this all work. But the upside to that is there really are there's no one who's wedded to an old way of doing things because they literally were not around during the old way of doing things. The preconceived notions don't exist.
Correct. And that actually was also a challenge as well coming in. And so it was a challenge getting the information about the historical data and understanding the data of OceanaGold as a newcomer, and then trying to implement a system that's going to drive us to the future, right? So it's been a challenge, but I think we're on our way to get there.
So was there a legacy system earlier to do planning and the consolidation side of things?
Consolidation side, yes.
Okay.
Planning, no. Planning was very manual as far as Excel-based spreadsheets and so on and so forth.
It's going to be a big change.
It will be. And people are excited. I think with the consolidation rollout, everybody was looking forward to it. We finally rolled it out and done some training. I actually just came back from Philippines, spent a few weeks there training the team there at the mine site. They're very excited. They're looking forward, and they asked me when do we get planning. So
Okay.
hold on.
Fantastic. That's
Slowly we'll get
fantastic.
there, but
Wow.
it was
So you were in the Philippines. Did you get to go home?
for 2 days.
For
Yes,
two
Yeah.
days.
2 days.
Oh
Yes.
my God. You're a dedicated employee. That's tough. That's physically difficult, right? I mean, the time zones, the time in the plane, briefly seeing your family for 2 days, then later off to Las Vegas.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it is challenging, but again, it's something that really, I think, drives me as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Excitement to learn new things, to meet new people, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So you did say the consolidation went live. What's next for OceanaGold with OneStream? Is it planning?
Planning, forecasting, yes, that's we've kicked that off as well as a requirements gathering session. We're actually on our way of designing a few things, such as a revenue model, and a planning model as well. Focusing solely first on corporate G&A to kind of roll it out, and then looking at options at one of our 4 mine sites that we have to potentially get them on board and take them through the whole kind of system and have them as champions as far as, being there and championing it for other mines as well. So that's my next, I think, hurdle, is to get that buy-in from the actual mine site users who are actually looking for a change as well, which is plays in kind of an advantage card, I guess, for us as well.
The mining industry is entirely different from the others. Did you find some other mining customers here using OneStream?
I know a few that are here. I haven't been able to meet them yet.
Gotcha.
I know a former colleague of mine that's now with a new mining company. They are also using OneStream. They're all going through an implementation. Have been going through an implementation
Gotcha.
for a while now, and I know he's here. I just haven't had a chance to catch up with him.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely looking forward to figure out if there's a focus group that's related to mining that I could be a part of as well, to learn from others that have been using it for a while. I know there's some pretty big mining companies that are using it. So
Yeah. The conferences mean different things to different people, depending on your role, depending on your industry. It seems to me that for customers, beyond hearing about what the product's going to do, which is important, but not really your focus. That's consultants' focus. That's OneStream's focus. What kind of sessions do you go to? What when you say I've got 3 choices in this 1 hour block, what is the type of session that you like to attend that you find value in?
it's kind of a mixed bag, I would say. An example, today I went to a session. I wanted to find a session where people have gone through implementations. I wanted to compare and contrast some of the learnings, some of the challenges, because I'm still in the implementation phase, and I will be, I think, for next couple of years for sure. And with all the advancement that OneStream is coming up, it's a lot of exciting news came out this week. So I think I learn a lot from previous implementations, and hearing what others have to say about their challenges and successes, I guess, is something that I kind of pick up and put down on my notepad. So I take it with me.
You probably, I imagine you also have informal interactions, right? There's one thing is going to a session, watching someone present, listening to it. The other bit would be going up after the presentation and directly talking with the presenter or presenters.
Yeah.
The human interaction bit that is really difficult to do otherwise, other than at a conference.
Correct. I agree. I think building the relationships, the human interaction and the relationships is key at the beginning, because that what builds it up, and you can always reach out to that person later over email or telephone or Teams or whatever. It is key.
Yeah, when the plague, COVID, almost destroyed the world, I did virtual conferences, right? I mean, that was all that was on offer. They were not the same. Okay, it was great. You could watch something on Zoom or on Teams or whatever it was, but just a completely different feel to it. It just wasn't as good. I think a lot of the smaller non-vendor user groups really suffered financially from that. We were involved in an Oracle one, and they lived and died by their conference, and all of a sudden there was no conference to go to. Everyone got affected by that. I don't know why I'm going down this path, other than to say it was a horrible thing, and it's really nice that the conferences are back. I've been going to conferences for 34 years.
Wow.
I know, that's what I say too. I find them just as fascinating as I did when I first got out of school. They're really amazing, magical places.
I see the value actually for a lot of consulting companies as well, because you do get a lot of probably new clients or referrals as well. There's a lot of people here that I met that are prospectors, customers, right? They're people that might go contemplating, they're looking at OneStream. And I had a chance to talk to a few of them, and their questions are really good as far as why did you choose OneStream, et cetera, right? So there's some customers that are fairly new. I just spoke to a person right now that's had OneStream for 2 weeks.
Oh.
So I thought I was here with 6 months in, and well, actually not 6 months since I was first introduced to OneStream, but 2 weeks in, it's premature a little bit.
I guess they're believers.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess they are.
What did excite you most with all the keynote and all the announcements that happened? What did you think that you could take back and then implement it on your project? Or you want to?
Probably the BI connector is one thing that stands out. Sensible machine learning is another one that I don't know much about. I'm eager to find out more to see how that can be rolled out into our business, into the mining industry. But I would say those two kind of stand out immediately. But again, going back, I think I'm going to have a lot of feedback from myself going back, and I might have a different answer a week from now.
Digest it all.
Yeah.
So where do you see performance management going in the next few years? You're implementing it now. Your company's doing it now. You'll have to have it, use it, understand it, identify what's great and what's not so great, and figure out how to fix the not so great, whatever that may be. Since you are a Black Diamond customer, of course, all of it's fantastic. There will be anything to fix, but of course, really, there will be things that need to be tweaked over time. Beyond that initial ownership, where do you see performance management at OceanaGold? What is its future path?
I think continuing to evolve. Don't be kind of stagnant. Don't stay still. Keep up with the current demands, trends, and see how you can leverage technology to basically drive you, go along with you into the future. I think that's the key for our organization, is to have the accessibility of information and one source really much of truth, which is one of the aspects that was contemplated when we were looking at OneStream and looking to replace the previous consolidation tool that we had, is what tool can give us that opportunity to have accessible data and be sure that that's the right accurate data that we're looking for, because that's what drives a lot of decisions that we make in mining. And not sure how much you know about mining industry, but it's very much, growth is very much driven by mergers, acquisitions, or finding new deposits that you have access to. So it's very important to have a pulse on your costs and a pulse on your forward-looking, cash flows, production, etc.
Yeah.
So what made you guys choose OneStream? You were on a legacy consolidation.
It was, like I said, I joined 6 months ago, and I came in and they said, we're going with OneStream. But in the team, there was previously a few users of OneStream, and they have some good experience with it. What made us, go towards changing that out is just basically the system that we had was a little bit archaic as well. And there wasn't a lot of confidence from the current users as the new finance management team came in. Basically, not a lot of confidence from the previous team as well in the system. And I guess it just kept building up with certain bandage solutions, and it wasn't really, they didn't have that much confidence, I would say, in the system. And being new to the company, a lot of us in the finance department came in and said, well, let's take a look at something that we could put in to have that confidence.
That's that lack of attachment to an old way of doing things. Everything was new.
There was a lot of that
Yep.
attachment. This is the way we've been doing it for 10 years. And
Why would we change?
there's a way to change it.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being
No
with
worries.
us. You were a delight. Thank you.
No worries. Appreciate it. Thank you for having
Thank you, Velibor.
me. Thank you.